So for anyone who really wants to start their own ICO, first thing that they have to do is they have to come up with an idea, and they have to come up with a reason why they want to put this idea into the blockchain. Every ICO more or less starts with a white paper. Now, white paper, for those who are not familiar with this expression, this is a technical explanation of the process, technical explanation of the business model, and technical explanation of how ICO is going to be executed. White papers are normally anything from 10 to 150 pages long, explanations of the entire business model. Now, white paper is actually quite a dull read. It is a lot of technical expressions inside. There is a lot of examples. There are formulas. So, you know, for anybody who is following the process, anybody who is, let's say, considering to invest into one of the ICOs, it's of course very important to read the whole white paper. But, you know, our attention span is quite short, and there are so many opportunities in the market right now that a lot of companies, a lot of ICOs are going to provide you also with a light paper or yellow paper, however you want to call it, which is a summary of the white paper. It is a short description, a short explanation of what has already been described thoroughly in the white paper. Once the white paper is finished and it has been presented, that's when really the ICO process starts. Now, any company will of course also present themselves with a landing page. There is going to be another description of the project. There is going to be a representation of the team. There is going to be sales speech and everything. So, you know, the landing page is where a lot of people will really just, you know, get most of the information that they need in order to either invest or not invest. After that, all of the communication channels have to be established, you know, for the communication with the investors, with the community and so on, where all of the answers are going to be provided for the people who really want to know more, for, you know, all of the things that are not clear maybe from the white paper side and so on and so forth. One of the main communication channels is Bitcoin Talk, which is of course one of the oldest forums for anything crypto related, anything Bitcoin related. So a thorough project description and all of the links have to be provided in one of the posts in Bitcoin Talk. There are other channels as well, for example, Reddit, which is a very specific type of community. It's also providing all of the information relevant for the investors and relevant, of course, for the community. There are other communication channels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on that are also supporting the whole process, that they are supporting the communication flow, you know, giving out all of the relevant data that and the process of how ICO has been progressing, what's new, who are the new members in the team, who are the new contributors, influencers, and so on. After that, things become a little more loose. It means that every ICO process can actually, or the team can decide on what is the strategy that they're going to do next. After this, all of the teams can actually decide on what is the strategy that they're going to use next. I mean, there is a flood of information, there is a flood of all of the potential opportunities out there, so everybody have to make sure that, you know, they become known, they become visible, so you know, that the ICO can actually become a success. Two terms that are very important to understand are soft and hard cap. This is the amount of funds that are going to be raised for the project to succeed. Now, soft cap is the minimum that the team has evaluated what they need in order to make the ICO, or let's say to make the project happen. Hard cap is the maximum that they have set up, meaning that no more funds are going to be accepted after the hard cap is reached. The money collecting part of each ICO is normally segmented in three different parts, which is first one, the private round or the private pre-sale, then the second one is pre-sale, and the third one is an actual ICO process. Now, the private round is the one that is the most interesting to participate in, but on the other hand also the most risky one. All of these stages are going to be already explained in the white paper, meaning the private round will normally be used for the seed capital, for the marketing purposes, for the development purposes of the actual ICO process, and then the next parts are going to be for the project development after the ICO process. Pre-sale is the process that is very often associated to affiliate systems, meaning that, you know, these projects are rewarding the people who are bringing new investors in. This whole thing is happening before the scheduled ICO date, and it is very often actually contributing to the majority of the funds that are collected in the whole process. Maybe you have already noticed there were some ICOs that they have claimed that they collected, you know, the entire hard cap in 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and most probably this happened because there has already been most of the funds collected in the private round and in the pre-sales. Normally, if an ICO will not reach the soft cap, the funds will be returned to the investors, and, you know, the whole project will be either reevaluated or it's going to be restarted at some other point. But, you know, generally, everybody have more or less just one chance to make these things right. That's why an ICO process is actually quite a long and difficult process to maintain.